All right, good morning. How are y'all today? Good. It's good to have everybody here. Y'all excited to learn how to clone plants? It sounds kind of complicated, like you're going to withdraw chromosomes from a cell and culture something in a petri dish, but it's really not that hard. So you can apply this method to most kinds of plants as long as they have nodes and things like that. It's not the only way to reproduce plants, but it is an easy way. That's also why I chose Purslane, because succulents are pretty easy to cultivate. So even if, we experiment and, it wasn't the right theory, we can still get a plant out of it. So the way that I'll show you how to do it, it doesn't have to be as complicated as this. I just wanted to show you the full method in case you want to cultivate something that's a bit more temperamental than Purslane. So the reason I chose Purslane is it's an alternative to grass. I know Tennessee is lucky. We have plenty of water and rainfall and things like that, but places like California and such are not so lucky. Purslane is special because it likes full sun, doesn't mind heat. The soil can be very poor quality and it will still just continue to thrive. So it's something that I would urge you to consider allowing to grow in your yards.
What's that called again?
Purslane? P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E. Yeah, I'm pronouncing it some local dialectic way, but okay.
Purslane.
Also, you can use the leaves as like a salad green. So they're crunchy, they're full of potassium, I want to say iron, some other minerals that you need. They have a texture kind of like watercress, so it's like a soft crunch, I guess you could say. And they're pretty tasty, and they have these beautiful blooms that you can see right here.
Do you eat those too?
I'm sorry?
Do you eat the blooms?
I know at least the stem and everything on the stem is edible. I don't remember about the roots, but I mean, you can continue to take from it sustainably, and it'll continue to produce from the top. So, okay. Can everybody see me working with my hands? Okay. So the places where the leaves come from are called nodes. To get a little bit technical, the nodes contain plant stem cells essentially, and depending on the conditions, they can differentiate between stem, leaf, or root. And that's why we consider that when we're taking cuttings to clone a plant. So what I would suggest is to go ahead. You can get several nodes at once, just in case one's not a proper cut or fails for whatever reason. So this specimen right here, we'll go ahead and just take most of it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nodes. So honestly, I could make several cuttings from this if I wanted to, but we're just going to give it plenty of sugar so it has a good chance to reproduce. I did cut at about a 45-degree angle. That gives it more surface area to have available roots to produce. Now, like I said, the technical way that I'm going to show you how to do it is not really necessary for Purslane. You could probably just throw it on the ground and it would be fine. But just in case you want to apply this in other horticulture areas in your life, you can do so. So we go ahead and take off the leaves from the bottom. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to, I could just eat it. It's tangy.
It's like a little lemony, isn't it?
It's actually kind of pretty lemony, so.
John Michael falls over.
So
are you cutting off all the leaves or just like?
I'm cutting off several towards the bottom. Really, all you need is like the top 1 or 2 nodes, and that's sufficient. Because it's timely right now with the caneberries to prune the tips of those, and when you do that, it stimulates it to produce more blooms and berries, of course. So, and same thing, deadhead them when the bloom is spent. It encourages more blossoms to produce. So, all right, that should be good. If you want to be really extra, like if it were something that you were producing from like blossoms, you could also trim the leaves about halfway, and that just encourages a hormone that stimulates growth. So, but like I said, this is Purslane, and that's really over the top for that. So, I'll just take a little soil. This is just some organic soil from Martin's. So you want to, like, here's your soil. Let's see the camera. You can get a chopstick and just poke down into it like this, so you can make space for the stem. And then you just put it down in there like that. Make sure it's getting packed down there. Here, I'll add a little bit more soil to the top, because when you water it, it settles a little bit. And so just a good botanical practice, whenever you transplant anything, you need to give it a good water. So it's like, oh, I'm in a new location, let me get comfy. Okay. I forgot to bring any more water, so I'll just do this.
So do you let gravity do its thing, or can you push it down, the dirt?
You don't want to compact dirt, because you need space for air and water. Alright, and essentially that's how you clone a plant. You just make sure it gets semi-consistent watering. It doesn't really need a lot. It'll produce. So y'all are welcome. Thank you.
Now, Michael, will the roots come out of just the bottom, or will they also come out of the nodes that you cut all the other leaves off of?
Well, if it's in contact with the soil, that will encourage root production. So, y'all are all welcome. I have several containers here. You can practice yourselves. Just basically what I just did. Get some soil, poke it with a chopstick, take a specimen, and get it down in there.
Okay. So you cut the leaves in half up here, and that encourages more so that it'll grow?
I literally just cut off a piece and put it in a different pot at home, and it's already got like 4 new branches on it. So.
Do you want to do one? Yeah?
There you go.
I've never heard about Purslane. You can eat it.
Here, you want to scoop up some soil?
Wow, I like arugula.
Arugula?
And
We have plenty. Take some, please.
I want. Yeah,
We have too much.
I love it. I eat it every day.
You like
and
the-
It's so good.
You like the bitter greens?
Yeah,
They're good for you.
yeah. I even like. I have a lot of thyme and the flowers. They taste lemony, and I eat that.
I mean, do you want me to make the cutting for you?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I want to see it.
I want to learn.
Okay,
Make
so
it
you can
hot.
just take it
So
about a
I can do
45-degree
it
angle like that.
Yeah, always with scissors, no with hands.
Yes, if you pull the leaves off, it pulls additional like flesh with it, and that gives it more chance to get an infection.
Oh, and you can cut the leaves.
Yeah. Do you want to? Here, you can poke a hole with a chopstick.
Want to try cutting? So like, like right here maybe? Is that a good spot for it?
Right under the node.
Yeah,
And
right
we'll
there.
water this for you.
Yeah, perfect.
For a second.
And then we cut these off here, like right at it.
Yeah. That's good.
And then a little more probably to get it down in there.
How much soil do you really need
For what?
for them?
I mean,
Like how much soil? Like
Just poke a
in
hole right there.
all the way to the top?
like 2/3 the way up. Should be fine.
2/3 up?
Like I said, this is not a very picky plant.
Because we tried all kinds of stuff. The seeds and stuff. Seeds don't grow so well. I don't know. It didn't do anything.
Well, this is a technique that commercial producers will use because it saves you time to grow from clone, and time is money in business. So.
Yeah. From seed, we didn't have much luck.
So one mother plant can make, as you can see, lots of clones. So
It looks really healthy too. You have to get a healthy one.
Is that bad for it that it's ice water? Doesn't like shock it too much.
Poinsettia is actually like cool, like slight dampness.
Yeah. Cool. Very good.
Water.
You guys can use this if you want.
You need water?
What is that?
Just water.
Just water.
Yeah, it's just ice water.
Yeah.
We'll drink on this.
Is it all right to have cold, very ice water? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, you can leave it on our workbench over there.
Okay.
if you like.
I guess we'll get some soil.
Were you wanting to do one? Well, I chose Purslane because it thrives on neglect. So even if you forget about it for a little while, it will be
Starting kit.
Yeah, it's starting kid, and then it has a top to it.
You can
so
plant it wherever.
grow things.
It grows like a weed.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it came with all kinds of stuff, with little things to.
You can multiply it even more if you do an active propagation like this.
This
So.
small.
Oh.
So when you say nodes, are you just talking about the leaves?
Where the
And it
leaf
came with
meets the
gloves
stem.
and everything.
So you can.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So anyway, cool. So I guess I have to get some with my fingers, right? Oh. Oh.
Okay, have some of that.
So we need a little bit of water.
Yes.
I'll just put it in somewhere there. Oh, that's too much, huh? Is that too much?
Put more soil.
It's fine.
So this grows all the time, like grass. It doesn't die back at any point, or
Mine hasn't.
okay. Cool.
Well, unless somebody picks it up and thinks it's a weed.
Well.
Did you try one?
Oh, you mean to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to eat it.
I say that because last week I thought it was weeds.
It kind of reminds me of a not ripe blueberry.
Yeah, it's like lemony and
Oh,
grassy.
no, you're good.
And then
So I just want.
I found some in my, grass.
Yes, sorry.
I think there's some in the
Which
Pruning
one
sheet.
should I
I don't know
take?
anymore, but the ones that I had in my grass was gone.
If you take one that hasn't quite blossomed, it'll
This
blossom
one?
later.
I would not have guessed
Doesn't
that.
matter
The
really.
blossom? Was that the good?
I
alright.
started seeing about
You could take
like,
this one.
the weeds
That'd
in
be
your
good.
yard that your grass would pull out.
You cut it like right below the node at an angle.
I have
There?
a lot.
Yeah.
Actually good.
And then you cut.
Yeah, it does kind of taste like lemonade.
It was good.
Put some water.
And
Okay.
then,
My
how many more
builder
do you
not
cut?
like cheese.
I mean, that's sufficient.
Okay.
Put some.
You can have whatever kind of technique you
And you said you cut even the leaves, the end of the
whatever
leaves?
you
No.
Um, with this plant, it's not necessary, but proper technique, it'll encourage.
You know what? I
growth,
didn't
So,
notice the taste of
We
it.
don't really
So
have to
we
do
can
that
put it like
for this plant.
Okay, and then this?
A number of other plants.
That?
Separated a little bit.
at least what's going to be present.
And then I planted it in my gardens.
Well, I wanted to give
That
you
was the
all
best
the
piece.
ways you
But there was lots of little
This
babies.
is a simple way to do it, but if you want to apply this to like,
So I cut it back.
It's kind of all the way down.
And then I
How deep do you go in?
little
Um, just basically enough so that it has the support.
Uh-oh.
That way was fine.
All the way?
That's fine.
It's all right?
It's not
I
as
was
hard
most-
as it
I was
seems to
thinking-
be.
Purslane.
Okay, then we put some water in there.
But with the, I was really curious to know more about the tomato and
There you are.
This is basically the same technique. Would you say that propagating a tomato is the same technique, John?
I'm sorry.
Would you say that propagating a tomato and a pepper is the same technique?
Yes. Tomatoes are really easy because little hairs that are on it are proto roots. So when they meet the ground, like you can get a tomato plant from the store, like cut most of its leaf off the bottom.
Doing it.
You can get a bag of soil, slit the side of it, and like put the whole plant there sideways, and it'll produce several tomato plants out of it.
it's in the mint family, isn't it?
It's in the nightshade. I think it's Solanace.
Well, when I pull out my mint, there's always all these little babies. I try to
Oh,
get rid of it out of one of my
Mint
gardens.
can be invasive, yeah.
Oh yeah, I put it in a pot
That's
because
smart.
it goes all over the place.
It really does.
Yes.
And my thyme does the same thing. My thyme. time. I mean, it's just growing all over the place.
Mine isn't bad.
No?
I have lemon balm.
Twice.
Does it winter over?
Time? Oh, yeah.
Mine, I mean, have the flowers, like the purple ones, and
Well,
then
it
they
sounds
go,
like it's
and
happy.
then they're tasty. Those flowers.
Are the flowers?
Of the yeah.
I just trimmed mine, so I don't know.
You're
if it's going
amazing.
to-
You're doing amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
You
tasted
probably
it yet.
speak one more language
could
than
start
any
a
of us.
nursery
So.
or something.
Can I taste it?
Oh yeah, that's good. Little snack.
All right.
Garden snacks are the best
Now, have
snacks.
you ever tried
Oh,
to
I love my arugula.
or something like that?
You?
We did this last
Oh, really?
Jacob led it, and we did pepper.
Hello.
Yeah. Did you have to love?
Yeah.
Same process? or
It's a
did
little
you
bit more
water
difficult.
or-
You have to make sure it's faster because the pepper plant will start to wilt very quickly. So. But yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
So we just want to cut it before the node? Like,
Mhm.
okay. There you go. Yeah, he had a lot down there.
Did you need? I'm glad we had enough cups. I was like, oh.
Do I have to trim that all, or is that okay?
It's fine. It's fine.
That's smart to use the
What is it? Meredith. Yeah, I call it either Miss Terry or Meredith.
Waste not, want not, right?
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure they can go together. I mean, from what I was doing when I was on medication, I was able to take those along with the
There you
other
go.
high-powered. Okay.
Hope you enjoyed the lesson today.
That was great.
And I think
And when
Daddy's
that gets bigger,
inviting
you can
Nana
put it in a
over
bigger
for
pot,
supper.
so.
Yeah.
He's doing grilled shrimp for supper. So just